Guys, the purpose of today's video is talking about the Dodgers signing Blake Snell to a 5-year, $182 million contract. And yes, Jeff Passan released this information late last night. In any case, I'm giving my thoughts and opinions of what I think of the Snell trade, what I think of the landscape of the remaining free agents moving forward. In short, the Dodgers got a good one in Blake Snell. His contract, it's very weird. Like it takes a little bit to understand like the structure of it, because obviously some of that money is deferred. The deferring Dodgers, of course. Yeah, this is a bit of the Shohei Ohtani effect, and yes, Blake Snell going to the Dodgers was an absolute uproar, and people didn't see it coming. You saw rumors that the Yankees were talking to him, the Red Sox were talking to him. I believe even other teams like the Padres may have been talking to him, and just teams like that. I would say for him, the way he structured that deal with the Giants, albeit very late in the process, it allowed him to truly cash in and get that big money contract he was looking for. Yeah, this 5-year deal, he gets paid $52 million up front as a signing bonus. And it looks like, and this is why I said it's the Shohei Ohtani effect, just the amount of money the Dodgers have made, even over the course of the first year of Shohei Ohtani, I'm pretty sure they could have just used that money just to pay Snell up front like that. So you have $52 million of that $182 million salary getting paid up front, and then you have however much money is going to get deferred, some sort of like financial package if you were to get traded for whatever reason, which is like about like $5 million. I don't believe there's any opt-outs in the contract either. And you have Snell going into his age 32 season this upcoming year, so you have him until he's age 37. So pretty much like the rest of his great years are going to be in Dodger blue. Now, talking about Snell's previous season, the first and only season with the Giants, Blake Snell, he started horrendous. Second half of the year, he pitched, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball. And piggybacking off of his great season the year before when he won the Cy Young. When he's healthy and he gets you 180 innings, he is the pitcher in baseball. Between those seasons of winning the Cy Young, he has a lot of injuries, or injury-riddled seasons, I should say. He's had some seasons where he can barely scrape by 130 innings a year. But with the Dodgers, you have him probably slot in as that third starter. You have Shohei Ohtani is going to be coming back, who, I don't know, I'm not sure if he's going to be going for opening day. Maybe he is. And then you have Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and then you have Snell, and then you have Tyler Glasnow as your 4, and then who knows the plethora of starting pitchers they have coming back. Like you have a Bobby Miller, you have a Dustin May, I believe you have a Tony Gonsolin, I believe he's still there, Clayton Kershaw if he decides to come back. The Dodgers right now in terms of starting pitching have the best possible problem. You have 4 legitimate aces on your team now. 4 guys that can truly be the best pitcher on any other team in the league right now, or damn close to it. Now, the injury concerns aside, I'm not worried about Blake Snell's health. I think the more important thing is they're going to be able to use him in the postseason. Blake Snell is a dominant pitcher. It's just a matter if he's going to be available for you. Even with their pitching staff kind of being kept together with duct tape and glue, like those guys won the World Series and those guys did fine, and they're building on their rotation. I feel like everybody knew the Dodgers were going to do something. They just didn't know what it was. These last few years, it's just like they're kind of unpredictable in the offseason. Snell posted it like I think 30 minutes before Passan really like got things going. First half of the season was horrendous. He went 0-3 with an ERA over 6. He just did not look like himself at all. He was still striking out a bunch of batters, but it's just the fact that he was getting hit around a lot. He was still limiting the home run ball, and he only gave up 6 home runs the entire year. The second half, he went 5-0, and he only gave up 2 home runs, and he had an ERA under 1.5, and he was still striking out a ton of batters, and he struck out 103 batters to be exact, and his whip dipped like about 600 points, and his strikeout rate went up 3. And we can't even forget the no-hitter he threw for the Giants. If that's the Blake Snell you're going to get for the Dodgers, like the Dodgers were already a formidable team, the team in baseball right now, they just got even better, and you bring in a 2-time Cy Young Award winner on a pitching staff filled with potential Cy Young Award winners. Like, I can see if Snell carries this forward, he can be the ace of the staff, like the ace of the staff. Like, he has that potential, especially how he ended this past season. I would say it's good on him too to get the contract talks out of the way. The fact that he's signed so late have him sign earlier, be one of the first big pitchers and big names off the board, and just really worry about locking in for the season, just keeping up that momentum that he had. And I don't think, honestly, the Dodgers are done either when it comes to acquiring names. Very well still be in on Juan Soto. I think they sent out an offer already. Well, I think that's not the next big move they're going to make. I truly believe they're going to find names to bring in. Most likely need a corner outfield spot because I don't know if Teoscar Hernandez is going to return. And for all we know, they can use some of those names on the pitching side that I mentioned earlier, like a Dustin May, like a Bobby Miller, some of these other guys, who's going to fight to be that fifth starter and really solidify this Dodger rotation. Because again, they have the depth. Can't really have too much depth in sports, but I mean, they will have pieces, and they still have guys coming up through the minors that they can trade and bring in other guys. Like, you know, they could be in on Garrett Crochet. Like, you don't know with the Dodgers these days. These guys sign Blake Snell today, and then they can go and pick up somebody like a Garrett Crochet tomorrow. This whole idea that the Dodgers, like, they can't keep getting away with this kind of stuff. In baseball, it's the idea that really you can't really have a super team in baseball. Well, you can, but in terms of it's not as cut and dry, just lobbying for the Dodgers just to make they're going to win the World Series again. That's not set in stone. If baseball's taught me anything, nothing is written off as a certainty until the games are actually played. So I would say just keep that in mind for people who are kind of flipping out about this whole signing with the Dodgers. If Blake Snell is known for anything, he is known for getting strikeouts and getting swings and misses. He's in the 98th percentile in both whiff rate and also in strikeout rate. And even on his baseball reference page, it's labeled that he has the highest strikeout per nine rate of any pitcher ever. Dating back to his 2018 Cy Young Award season, he has had a strikeout per nine rate of 11 or better. That level of efficiency is on par with some of today's greats like Jacob deGrom and Garrett Cole, just to name a couple. Even though deGrom the last 10 years has been probably one of the greatest pitchers ever. Long story short, Blake Snell is from that same crop of guys, even though many people may not want to admit it. He may not have, like, you know, the name value over deGrom or Garrett Cole, like I've mentioned earlier, but he's still a premier pitcher in the game, and he's going to the premier franchise in MLB right now. So the Dodgers aren't resting on their morals, and they're going out and getting more talent to try to repeat, especially bringing in Shohei Ohtani. That was like the beacon, and this is everything that's following suit. Building a championship contender and building a dynasty. The rich keep getting richer. Now, people will shift their attention from Blake Snell to how this really affects free agency. Snell was the first big domino to fall. I would say you see the 5 years 182 that Snell gets. I'm pretty sure you see Corbin Burns. It's going to be a big pay increase because you see you're from Corbin Burns' perspective that you're somebody who's a couple years younger than Blake Snell when going into next season, and you're a Cy Young Award winner in your own right, and you're somebody who's looking for an 8-year deal or just a long-term contract. You see Corbin Burns' stock going to go up a little bit, and you see Max Fried's stock going to go up even more because a premier lefty. Teams are going to find themselves in a bit of more of a bidding war for somebody like Max Fried, like somebody like Corbin Burns. Obviously, a team that I keep mentioning is like the Red Sox. The Red Sox apparently have been in on Burns and Fried, and they're looking to sign or look to bring in a couple of top-tier arms. You see the Dodgers separate themselves from the rest of the league. They already were kind of a step ahead of everybody else, but the Dodgers have separated themselves even more, and teams are going to be working that much harder just to try to catch up to them. Pretty much everybody else in the league is trying to push to be like the Dodgers and competing for championships year in and year out. So it's going to be real interesting to see how the rest of the league responds in terms of teams that are really trying their best to try and move on and get better to compete with what the Dodgers are doing. I love the move for Snell. I love the move for the Dodgers as well. It keeps me really intrigued. I'm keeping an eye on Garrett Crochet and where he can potentially get traded to. Corbin Burns, to see how much money he's going to end up getting, because I think he's going to be locked in for a absolutely mega deal. Max Fried is also an interesting case, but it's with the first domino falling that sets the tone for the rest of free agency, and it sets the tone for the rest of the league that like these players are going to get snapped up, and it's going to cost a pretty penny, especially for starting pitching. It's going to cost you a lot of good money. Cost you top dollar to try to lock down some of these Cy Young Award winners, some of these workhorses like Burns and Fried. A team like the Dodgers make the World Series, win the World Series, and then decide to go and get a premier arm off the market. The tone has been set with Blake Snell being swiped away to the Dodgers. Now it's the rest of MLB's move to see how they respond through the rest of free agency. Juan Soto, Corbin Burns, Garrett Crochet on the trade market. I'm real curious about what you guys think, so if you guys could let me know down in the comments below, I would love to read your comments. I try my best to read each and every single one of them. I appreciate all the love on the Juan Soto video I did last week, and I also appreciate the fact that we just surpassed 2,000 subscribers here at Vendetta Media, so I appreciate every single one of you for tuning in and watching all the content everybody here has been putting out for you guys. And if you guys want to see more, check us out on vendettasportsmedia.com to stay up to date with all your favorite sports. With all that being said, that's going to do it for me. So you guys stay safe out there. Happy Thanksgiving and take care of yourselves. I'll see you guys real soon. Blake Snell to the Dodgers. That's nuts.